Hi there, it's Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage. Welcome or welcome back. I wanted to take this opportunity to say hello to all of my subscribers. I know it's been a while since I've gotten on YouTube. I literally just had to take a break, and it wasn't actually a planned break. I just got burnt out. Like, there's no other way to say it. I just hit a wall. January, February, and March of this year has been amazing months. I was traveling, I was seeing things, I was doing things, a lot of great things happened. But I just got to a point in the end of February, I was so tired. And I was like, why am I so exhausted every single day? And I realized, like, Tiffany, you're working early morning to late at night. You're coming and you're going, you're traveling, you're on the road, you're on flights. You're trying to use a lot of your cognitive energy and still maintain somewhat of a healthy lifestyle. You need a break. You need to rest. Something has got to give. And so that is why I made the decision to just take basically a month and a half off of YouTube. Not because I wanted to, you guys, because I love doing these videos, but because I needed to. My body needed a break. My mind needed a break. And I had other things going on that needed my attention. So for today's video, I want to talk about just that. When you have made the decision that you need a break from something, when you're literally at that point of hitting that proverbial wall where you literally cannot get out of bed, you can't do anything anymore because you're so burnt out and tired. How do you not allow yourself to get to that point where you just throw it all throw it all away and be able to just sit down and make a decision so that you don't hit that wall? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I hope you all are having an amazing, amazing April. I am so excited. This is my birthday month, by the way. Yay! So I hope you're having an amazing April, and I hope you're having an amazing week. Now, as always, before we jump in, be sure to share, like, and subscribe so other women just like you can find this channel, lock in, and get loaded and ready for this amazing year. All right, let's jump into it. So like I said, January, February, and March were great months. I had a lot going on. I was super busy. I had a lot of work stuff. I had travel. But I got to a point where I was feeling the burnout coming on, and I was so tired. And let me tell you, when you start to feel that way, when you can feel like that energy level that you normally would have is just starting to slowly go down and deplete, go ahead and make a decision. This is the point where you can identify, like, okay, I am getting worn out and I need to rest. How am I going to rest? What is that going to look like for me? Does that mean that I'm going to take something off my plate? Does that mean that I'm going to take a week-long vacation? Does that mean I need to outsource and hire somebody in order to get some of the work done? Like, what does that mean for you? Sit down and think about it. When you're at that point where you are super tired and you feel like you're getting close to burnout, make a decision to identify the feeling, recognize that it's happening, you're in the midst of the burnout, and then start writing out some options. Should you put something off that you've been doing, like just be done with it or eliminate it from your schedule? Should you ask for help, outsource it, and make sure that someone else is able to help you? Or should you just take a break? Maybe there's nothing really wrong with your schedule. Your body just needs a break. So go ahead, think about that, and start writing out what your options are. And so the next step, once you've recognized that you're getting close to the burnout, you've recognized that something has to give, start writing out what those options are, and then make a decision on what that option could be. And it might just be a situation where you just need a break. You need a couple of days of respite, or a week or 2 weeks off. Or maybe it's a situation where you need to have a conversation with your partner or your spouse or family members or friends about things that involve them. Maybe you're giving so much of your time and your energy to them that you haven't been able to fully give to yourself and recoup some of your own energy in order to get the work done. Or maybe it's a circumstance where you need to hire an assistant, a virtual assistant, or someone to help you in your business or your professional life. If you're a professional person and you work in a career, maybe you feel like you've hit a wall at work and you need some help when it comes to working on a project at your company. either way, you need to make a decision about which option you're going to choose. Maybe one of the options is that you just stop something that you were doing that you really realize is not a priority. It's not helping you in your career. It's not helping you in your business. And maybe it's not helping you in your personal life. So maybe it's time to cut that off, whether it's a person, place, or thing. So when you get to this point where you've identified that you're getting close to burnout, you've thoroughly looked through all your options, the next step is to make a decision. Now, I'm going to tell you how I came to my decision about giving YouTube a break just for a month and stepping away. I realized that I had a lot of big projects coming up on my plate that I had been, preparing for and working on, and they had deadlines. Like I had some speaking engagements in April. I had a deadline in March that I had to meet. I had a lot of right there reality deadlines that I needed to give my full attention, time, and effort to. And that's how I made the decision to put YouTube down just for a month, as far as the filming and the writing and the editing, and so much goes into the behind the scenes of creating these videos every single week. And so I was like, you know what? My mind, my cognitive energy needs to be going into creating my workshops, writing my speeches, all the things that I was working on for my other areas of my business that had deadlines where I had to get them done by a certain time frame and practice, right? So I made the decision that those were going to be the priority for that time frame. And because those were the priorities and I had other things I had to do, I had to look and see, well, what can I put down just for a short period of time that wasn't priority? And for me, that was YouTube. And the concept around that was looking at what has the deadlines first and what are the higher priority tasks. So when you're thinking about putting something down or, asking for help with something, I want you to think about, first of all, what are my high priority tasks? Like which tasks have hardcore deadlines that they're due by a certain date? And which ones don't? YouTube doesn't have a certain date that is due. Unless it's the dates that I impose. But for you, it might be something different. It might be, a fun project that you've been working on, but it's not really something that's making you money or it has a specific due date. Maybe you can put that down for a while you focus on your high value task. And what might be high value to you might be the tasks that have deadlines, or maybe they're the tasks that are connected to a work project, or maybe they're the tasks that are making you money in your business that you really need to prioritize. So ask yourself, what are the high value tasks that I need to be focused on? And what are the low value tasks or the low effort tasks that either I don't need to be focused on them or I can get help and outsource them? So that's just a way that you can think through different strategies when you're trying to make a decision about what to put down and what to focus on the most. And lastly, I'd say, don't beat yourself up. When you finally make the decision, you've identified, I'm getting close to burnout. You've looked at different options and ways that you can get help or delegate or take something off your plate. And then you've really honed in on the high value tasks. What do you need to give your attention to? After you've done all that and you've made the decision, the last thing is don't beat yourself up. Don't be so hard on yourself about the fact that you either had to put something down or eliminate some things off your plate or ask for help. Be willing to understand that you're a human being. And yes, you're going to get tired sometimes. And I know a lot of women that watch my videos are a lot of times the high achievers, the go-getters. They're motivated, they're ambitious, and they want to create a better life for themselves. So if that is who you are, I get it, trust me. But you need to know when to give yourself time to relax and to replenish yourself. Because if you're constantly giving to your job, giving to your business, giving to your career, giving to family, giving to friends, when do you have time for you? So be willing to be okay with taking a break, taking a breath, understanding that your whole existence isn't about just giving until you're depleted. Understanding that you need to give back to self first, and then get clear on the high priority task in order for you to move forward. So have some compassion for yourself. Take some time to yourself. Meditate, breathe, whether it's a weekend or a vacation or just, a few minutes a day, and get clear on what you need in this moment so that you don't hit burnout like I was about to. With that being said, as always, be sure to share, like, and subscribe so that other women just like you can find this information and this channel and level up their lives. Thanks for watching, and just know I'm back from my reprieve and I will be uploading more videos for this coming month and the rest of the year. I hope you have a great day wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.